Hey guys, today I wanted to just talk a little bit about health and diet in relation to flow. Recently, in an article titled Foods CEO John Mackey, the best solution is to not need healthcare and for Americans to change how they eat and live. He's made statements like this before, so his position isn't anything new, but it's something that not enough people are listening to. With 71% of Americans overweight and 42.5% considered obese. In an article recently on CNBC, John says that, honestly, we talk about healthcare. The best solution is to not need healthcare. He continues with, the best solution is to change the way people eat, the way they live, the lifestyle and diet, Mackey says. There's no reason why people shouldn't be healthy and have a longer health span. A bunch of drugs is not going to solve the problem. He says that clearly we're making bad choices in the way we eat. It's not a sustainable path, and so I'm calling it out. He's promoting a better lifestyle over the expensive healthcare industry. This really resonates with me and is also part of the reason why I'm developing the HIFO lifestyle community. Exercise and health have always been important to me. And, growing up, I always played basketball or I was into martial arts or different sports. So I always led an active lifestyle. But I think I grew up as well with conflicted information coming in as to what a healthy diet was, especially surrounding peak performance and things like that. Early last year, my cholesterol level came back pretty high, and automatically the doctor just, after seeing the blood results, put me on some medication, and I sort of had an issue with that because I'm trying to go as long as possible without needing any type of, drugs to keep me going. I know, my wife, Satomi, her parents in Japan are, they're, elderly and they're on zero medication. And, her father had an issue a couple of years ago and he changed his diet real quick. And there's just no need to be, living life on restricting and regulating medicine for, the average person. So I was sort of taken aback by the automatic, okay, take these 3 drugs for the rest of your life type of mentality. So before taking them, I went back to the doctor and I said, can we talk about this? Are there changes that I can make in my diet or lifestyle that will help alleviate having to take this medicine presumably for the rest of my life? Because if I get lower, then you take me off the medicine, I haven't changed anything. So, the numbers are undoubtedly going to go back up, which is not a situation I wanted to be in. So we talked about it and I told her I'd give some different diet plans a try. I did, keto for a while, but that was off and on, seemed a little extreme at the time. And it was a little difficult for me to get myself in that routine. But overall, I was exercising more. And I think that was the key. Still, I drank probably every night, a cup or 2, not overly drinking, but it was definitely a part of my regular diet and lifestyle. Then comes more recently, a new physical, and cholesterol was down, but the triglycerides were high, which was kind of weird for me. I thought they were sort of like a set bundle, like they came as a package. But she said, it's good to see cholesterol's down, triglycerides are high. But again, after the blood test came back, it was just automatically, okay, take this one drug and omega-3s. And I was perfectly fine with taking omega-3s. I was taking them before, but not consistently or not enough, I guess. So went back and, we had another follow-up discussion, and I said, let me try harder. So right now, where I'm at now is I'm on a Mediterranean diet / keto, basically very low carbs, natural fats, that type of thing. Exercising more regularly, and I really have cut out drinking in general. Couple times a week, maybe I'll have, some wine or, a glass of sake or something like that. But I had always assumed it was going to be quite difficult but it really wasn't. I along with my wife, she's very much a part of this as well. But together, we might have a drink, or I'll have a non-alcoholic beer, and then we're switching to tea. So there's still sort of that, need. There needs to be fulfilled with something, replaced with something. So I've gone with chamomile and some other, different herbal sort of bedtime sleep aids in the form of tea, where, I'm still doing something. Maybe if we watch a show or a program, an hour before bed, and then give ourselves a little bit of time away from screens before bed. That's kind of become ideal situation. And mixing in with that, I'm also doing a little bit of intermittent fasting a couple times a week. I've given it a try in the past and it just didn't stick. So this time it seems much easier. I'm doing like a 16-8 balance, eating earlier, and we eat around 5 o'clock maybe. And then again, I have, lots of liquids throughout the evening and then through the morning. And then come lunchtime, it's really not a strain on my lifestyle. And I'm not going through hunger pains, and I'm not going through, mood swings or anything like that, sometimes, people might be afraid of or worried about. So little by little, I've made these life changes, which have become habits, which are overall affecting my life and lifestyle greatly. Amazon Prime has a documentary called Fat Fiction, which I really highly recommend. It's all about how the American food pyramid should be turned upside down, and how the government pushes a high carb diet because, well, basically that's what America grows, and it's aimed at protecting the grain industry. So I can understand there's a little bit of politics behind that decision, but the way it's been ingrained in our school system, and our parents were taught that. So really through no fault of our parents, they thought they were doing the right thing. They were, working on or working off of the information that they were given, which unfortunately is now, with more research, seems to be sort of the opposite of what we should be doing. But I'm just telling you what I've been up to lately, not necessarily advising you to do the same. The flow research isn't there yet for necessarily saying this type of diet would be best for you to access flow state. There is definitely some research that if you're fasting, your focus and your attention is extremely heightened, and that definitely plays into accessing flow. Is it sustainable for long term? No, because eventually you need food to continue. So, there obviously things have to be taken with balance, and different things have to be taken into consideration. And the research just isn't there yet. But one thing I do know is that your body needs fuel to sustain flow, and flow can be a very intense activity. But having a diet of macro foods and less processed foods is going to make a world of difference in your positivity and well-being. So trying to eat natural and fresh as much as possible is a huge step. And it's not as simple as we're not trying or, Americans are making bad decisions. Sometimes the information we're given, even by our doctors and the government, should be looked at through a world lens or a global lens. I just think that having traveled to different countries and, experienced a wide number of different cultures, maybe people in other countries with extremely lower overall obesity rates are doing something different when it comes to lifestyle and nutrition. And maybe we should adjust our lifestyle to take in some of those traits. And part of what we talk about when developing a high flow lifestyle is getting the physiology right first. What you're putting into your body, how often and how much definitely plays a big part of your overall energy levels, your happiness and well-being. Hey, if this kind of topic interests you and you'd like to continue this discussion with us over at the High Flow Lifestyle online community, then I think you'd be a great fit for our group, and I invite you to check it out. So I have to say that I do agree with the CEO of Whole Foods, John Mackey, that the best solution is to not need healthcare and to maybe adjust our lifestyle and develop a high flow lifestyle for the future and for accessing flow, which will lead to a happier and healthier life.